So you don't have any money, and you need to stay at Walt Disney World. Where are you going to stay? You're staying at an all-star resort.
Yeah.
But which one? There's 3. What's the best? We'll tell you. Rope Drop Disney. No matter which one you go to, they're all generally pretty similar, and there's not a huge difference between any of the all-star resorts.
Yeah.
So if one is much cheaper than the other and money is a big deal, then just stay at the cheaper one. Don't let any of these things change your mind.
Yeah. It's not going to make a big difference one way or the other. Theming is obviously the biggest difference.
Yeah.
But other than that, room layouts and food options and pools and things, everything's going to be the same. Amenities. That being said, they are renovating All-Star Movies. They are redoing the rooms completely. The updated rooms are much nicer and well worth a little extra money.
The updated rooms are the same as the Pop Century ones, if you've seen those. Those have been done for a little bit now. So if you've gotten to see or stay at one of those, pretty much the same thing.
Yeah.
So let's go through probably the most major difference, I think, is the bus route, probably. What do you think?
I don't know if I would call it a major difference.
I said the most major?
Most major.
The most biggest?
But theming is the most major.
Okay, so all right. I agree with that.
The next most major, maybe.
Okay, so let's...
A difference.
Maybe the biggest deciding factor you should consider when choosing an all-star is the theming. Sports is just what it sounds like. It's footballs and basketballs and stuff like that all around the resort.
Coke.
And Coca-Cola, my favorite sport.
Coca-Cola, the best sport.
Mm-hmm.
We make that joke because in all of the sections, the staircases going up to higher levels are covered by a larger-than-life statue of some sort, and it usually pertains to that section. And I think it's in the baseball section. There's just cups of Coca-Cola to cover the stairs. It's very strange. So that's our favorite sport, Coca-Cola.
Go-Colas.
Go-Colas!
At All-Star Music, I mean, again, pretty much what you'd expect. There's musical instruments, there's maracas. I think it's a little bit more fun, in my opinion, than All-Star Sports.
At All-Star Music, it's separated by type of music. So the main stretch is Calypso music, which does have the 3 caballeros in the main pool. And then big maracas and all kinds of fun... Maracas. Fun, big instruments. There's also, I think, a rock section, a country section, a Broadway section, which is the best section.
That's the best section. We stayed there. It's actually pretty well themed for a value resort, I think.
It's beautiful.
It was really nice to stay there.
It's like walking down the street of Broadway on either side is like a theater front.
A box office, yeah.
And it's playing Disney Broadway songs.
Yeah,
it's really
I love
nice.
the music there. It was really nice.
In All-Star Music, if you're stuck in the country section, you kind of get double dinged because you're in the country section and it's the furthest section back. So if you're not a country fan, and I apologize if you are, but I'm not.
Maybe a section to avoid if you can request that.
And then All-Star Movies is the one that I've stayed at most recently, is obviously separated out by movie.
Mm-hmm.
So you've got Toy Story, 101 Dalmatians, The Mighty Ducks, Fantasia, and Herbie the Love Bug. So I think the theming at All-Star Movies is more fun.
I think it's the most
music.
Hit or miss. Because Fantasia and Toy Story and even 101 Dalmatians is really fun. But if you get Mighty Ducks from like the 90s, I think that's pretty...
It's pretty lame theming.
Laming.
It's kind of just like an All-Star Sports, but it's a movie.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got a big hockey rink as the pool with big nets to cover the stairs.
Out of all the movies they had to choose from to theme this resort, I don't know why they chose Mighty Ducks.
I know
Herbie Fully Loaded kind of makes sense because I think
it's like a Disney classic.
I think the Lindsay Lohan one just came out too when they built the resort.
Probably.
But Mighty Ducks is a real head scratcher.
Yeah.
Duckbill scratcher.
Although I don't like Herbie the Love Bug, don't really care. Have never seen the movie. Don't care to. And it is the section that's furthest in the back as well. The theming there is actually pretty nice.
Yeah,
Like when I
I
walked
don't
up to
mind
it and it was just a big circle with Herbie right in the middle, it looked really nice.
Yeah, it's like racing car themed. It's okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
But the Mighty Duck
Mighty Ducks
is just really, and they're still having people. I was like surprised that they were still letting people stay there.
I know.
Because like
That would be a big
Mighty Ducks,
disappointment.
imagine booking your big vacation and you get stuck in the Mighty Ducks
Especially
section.
if you're thinking, like, if you're looking at pictures online and you see the
Yeah,
big
and
Woody and Andy's room and you're like, yeah, All-Star Movies. And then they're like, hey, you're in the duck section.
Mighty Ducks.
Oh, that would be so disappointing.
Yeah.
So theming is obviously the biggest difference between the three, but they all have pretty much the same layout of resort. They all have the same room style as they're getting upgraded.
Same building style.
Same building style. The main lobby is the same in all of them. You're not going to get lost because if you've been to one, you've been to them all pretty much. I think some of the gift shops are maybe bigger or smaller. I want to say maybe sports is the smallest and movies is the biggest. The food courts, I don't know if they vary very much in the food that they sell, but it's the same type of thing. You go in,
It's
you get
pretty
your
much the
food,
same.
you pay and you sit.
Food court wise, I think movies has a slight edge because it has the slightly cooler theming where it looks like a box office and there's big lights on over top of you.
The lights on the ceiling is cool.
Music was kind of lame. It was just like no theming at all, really. It was just like
feel
a
like-
floor and walls.
Yeah, I feel like I don't remember like the window section where you order your food. But I remember the seating area because it's a nice big long hall.
Yeah, but it wasn't really themed. It was just like
wasn't really-
just like pictures on the wall.
Yeah.
Whereas movies has a little bit of like a box office movie theater thing going for it. One of the most talked about differences that I hear about these resorts is the bus line. So the bus route is as follows. It goes All-Star Sports, All-Star Music, All-Star Movies. Movies is the furthest away from all the resorts and will take about 1 or 2 minutes longer than all the rest of them.
Yeah, it's not like way down the road. It's entrance, entrance, entrance. They're all right there. But although they're individual resorts, they do sometimes share buses if it's not a very busy season or if it's in the middle of the day. So if you plan on traveling and using the Disney buses, you might be sharing buses with all three resorts, and therefore you might need to make multiple stops.
Usually they only do this in the middle of the day when buses are a little slower. At the beginning and end of the day, they usually have dedicated buses to each All-Star, but just something to think about.
True. So if you were staying at sports, if you're sharing buses, and you never know if you're going to be, you're kind of just rolling the dice. But if you're staying at sports and you're sharing the buses, you might get picked up first, but then you have to go to 2 more stops before you're on your way to your destination. Or if you're staying at movies and you're sharing a bus from a park going back to the hotel, you have to hit 2 more stops before you get dropped off at your resort. That is the overkill explanation for buses.
And the each drop-off can take a little while. If there's a wheelchair or something on board, it can add up.
One of the big drawbacks for the All-Star resorts is that sometimes, depending on what time of year it is, if there are events going on, you might have big groups of school kids staying at the resort. Before you book your stay, if you're looking at the All-Stars, you might want to cross-check with a Disney calendar and see if there's a big event happening, because you might have a big group of kids.
Yeah. So before we close it out, we just wanted to give our quick recommendation for which ones we each like the most.
Sports is not either of our favorites. I'm not a sports person at all.
I love sports. I don't love that resort.
Yeah. My favorite of the 3 is All-Star Movies. I think I have very good memories there. We did stay at All-Star Music together, and that was a nice trip. But
Really not that nice.
we also stayed at All-Star Movies, and I stayed at All-Star Movies with my mom. I think it's the big, grand Disney feel to it is kind of what I'm looking for in a value resort. So I really like that aspect. Not all the movies are my favorite, but I do think I like that one the best.
You do get your
like-
characters there, and you get the whole Disney. Disney's very in your face there.
It's
so
very in your face.
You know you're at Disney.
And that food court is really fun with the lights on the ceiling.
And I do love the food court. My favorite is wherever, if you can get a renovated room, stay at a renovated room.
All right, cheater.
Yeah, I'm gonna game the system here. But if I had to choose between a unrenovated room and all the resorts, I think I would choose All-Star Music. You get sort of the middle best of both worlds with the buses. and you're not taking any risk with the theming, really, except for the country music section.
Yeah.
And I liked our Broadway section a lot. That was really nice.
Yeah, I did too.
So I think I would choose music, but only very barely. Movie is also very good.
So those are our thoughts on the all-star resorts, kind of comparing and contrasting them.
Mm-hmm.
They're all great options. I mean, it's not like
I don't
we
know
would
about
never...
great options.
For
They're
the
all
money,
options.
They are all options. They're all good options.
I mean, if we're talking real talk, can we talk real talk?
Let's do it.
They're the worst resorts at Disney World.
Yes. 100%.
It's the worst resort you can stay at on Disney property.
Yeah.
But the standard is pretty high at Disney, so they're very easy to stay at and be fine and happy.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like you're going down and you see a value resort and you're thinking, oh, this is going to be skeevy, it's going to smell like cigarettes, there's going to be bugs. Like, it's not a nasty resort. It's just definitely not the best resort. They're pretty
totally
far
fine
from everything, but sometimes, man, you get those deals and you just can't say no. That might be make or break to if you can go to Disney.
They're definitely the cheapest, and you get what you pay for.
Yeah.
Disney-wise.
Disney-wise.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for watching, guys. Like this video and comment below if you've ever stayed at an all-star resort. If you have a favorite, just, leave a comment. Just whatever you want to say. You can say that.
If you don't bing bong, we'll be sad. You don't want that.
See you real soon.
Bing Bong's favorite resort
They
is
smell so good.
Pop Century, because he longs for times past.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. All of us at Epcot Center are glad to have you as our guests today. We welcome you and hope you find your day with us to be a most enjoyable one. Walt Disney was a dreamer and a doer.